How's it going, everyone? Here we're going to take a look at the Pokemon Scale World Leon and Dragapult, or Dande on Dragapult in Japanese. This is a web exclusive again, so it does come in this brown shipper box here, which is just plain brown. So you'll get this with all web exclusive stuff. But otherwise, this is the main packaging that we're going to look at. This is pretty much the same as most of the Scale World stuff. I think only the first Kanto region stuff has slightly different theme packaging. But otherwise, it's all white with just a photo of the two figures inside. And then pretty simple and clean, I think. And I like it that way, actually. So you got some screenshots of photos of some of the other stuff. This is pretty much on all the other packaging as well. I've covered Corviknight in the past. And this kind of gives you a sense of scale as well, of how tiny they can get. So I haven't covered every single one of these guys here in the Galar region or any other region, just mainly web exclusive stuff. So these lot though, I have covered every single one of them, and this is the last one of this lot, so I've covered every single one of these guys. And yeah, I really liked these two, and hopefully Leon will be just as good as these first two were as well. Otherwise, on the top and then on the sides, just looks like so. And remember, it's a candy toy, so there is a candy inside. So there isn't a lot in the box since it's a pretty simple figure with just Dragapult and Leon. It is a candy toy, remember, so you do get this teeny weeny piece of candy. So I'm going to put that to the side. Let's go through Leon first, and then we'll go through Dragapult. Now this is Leon from Pokemon Sword and Shield. Now in terms of quality, straight up, he's quite similar to the other trainer or gym characters beforehand, like Rayhan, for example, in terms of quality, like I said. So he's not exactly prime, crisp and clean like, say, Kotobukiya figures are. I still think these are pretty much just glorified Gashapon figures. So you can kind of see that in terms of very simple paint, very simple sculpt, not huge on the detail side of things, you know, when it comes to like color grading and things like color gradation and things like that. But, you know, it kind of captures a lot of the main stuff. So the features on his whole outfit, for example. So let's start from head to toe. So you got his cap with the spike crown bit design on the underside of the lip. And then on the top side there, you can see over here. And then of course you can see his hair all purple down there. And then his facial features, he's got the nice orange eyes going on there. And of course he's got the weird, very weird facial hair going on there. And I think it looks even more weird on here. I don't think it's quite aligned, but yeah, he's got really weird facial hair as a character. And then moving down to his top, you can see the sword tie and the shield over there, plus the stripes down the whole jersey too. You can see a little bit on the glimpse of the sleeves at the shoulders there too. Got the trim of the orange going on the shoulders, plus here down below. And then the shorts covering his tights, which also have details all over them as well. Number 1 is his number. You might not be able to see that underneath the cape. I don't think he's got that there. No, it doesn't look like it. And then, yeah, coming down to his sneakers with the orange yellow cross on them and the black details. Bottom of the sneakers are pretty cool. You don't always get to see the bottom of Leon's sneakers. You may probably have a better view at them in some scenes in the animation, but not necessarily in the game. So that's interesting to see at least. And then you got his glove as well, which has the orange knuckle bit as well. And he's got a Dynamax band on his hand. And then he's got a sweatband on the other left hand right there. And then we come to the back side where he has his infamous, iconic to Pokemon fans anyway, decal sponsorship cape. So I guess maybe he didn't like all these badges on his costume or jersey, so he decided to throw it on a cape. Who knows? But here you can see all the various kind of icons on there as well, which are actually neatly done. I would say they're neatly done. No smudging on those. And by the way, you got the check pattern or diamond pattern on the inside of the cape as well, which is pretty decent. At least they added that too. But when it comes to just leaning him or standing him upright, he leans a little bit forward, as you can see, so he will tip forward quite easily. So you do have this stand if you want to put him in there, just plug his feet into these little crevices there. Personally, it's one of those typical Gashapon type of things where it's not perfectly standing upright. But let's move on to Dragapult. Now Dragapult, for me, in my opinion, straight away, I think this is pretty great figure. Now maybe that's because I've only ever had this as my Dragapult first figure, so that's probably it as well. But I just think it's a really nicely done figure. The size is good, the colors are good, he looks good, or it looks good. So yeah, generally I actually quite like this Dragapult figure. I mean, he slipped off there. But let's have a closer look at it. Now, we don't have a lot of Dragapult merchandise just yet. There is that really awesome plush, by the way, that huge jumbo plush of Dragapult, and you can get like Drippy as well as separate mini plushes. That is amazing. I would love to get that. I was this close to pre-ordering it. But rambling aside, this Dragapult looks as so. So you can see all the details I captured again, just like Leon and all the other Pokemon that come before this in the whole Scale World line. So let's start with the head first, actually. So you can see his kind of airplane looking head shape there, and then these little valvey type of bits there, hollow they're meant to be hollow, but they're painted black. And then 2 of them have Dreepy inside, which is very adorable, very cute. You can see the little expressions on there, that kind of like derpy expression. Very cool. I really like Dreepy. This is, by the way, one of my favorite Pokemon from Pokemon Sword and Shield. So yeah, I absolutely love this Pokemon. And it is one of the harder ones to capture in game, but you can get it. And it's such a cool Pokemon. Ghost and Dragon type, right? So it's just, I don't know, I just love this design of this Pokemon, and partly because of tail, which we'll get into. But yeah, carrying on with the details, you can see his like eyes as well. Very, very like focused, laser focused eyes. Are they sleepy? I'm not really sure. How would you describe these eyes? But yeah, really cool looking eyes there, down to his mouth chest area, which is now in yellow with the triangular shape on his chest pointing upwards. And then you can see his hands have the pink tips at them as well. Now the thing I also like about the Dragapult is the coloration of it, that it just changes gradually. It's really, really nice. I really love that about this Pokemon as well. Like, a lot of Pokemon tend to be very solid color and broken in color blocking, and you know, that's fine. And some also do have gradients as well, but Dragapult really stood out for me, and that was because of its tail, which we'll come to. So you can see it goes from dark and then gradient to a light blue, turquoise, or aqua, however you want to, however it looks across to you, and then it goes to a transparent edge bit or tip on this particular figure. Very ghostly. So I'm gonna put my hand behind. You can see my fingertips kind of in and out. So that's really cool that they've captured that here as well. Probably wasn't overly difficult, but I love how that it kind of tapers off as well. So it's not like a full kind of cut off, which is just how it shouldn't be, but it just kind of has that nice kind of gradient of disappearing. It's really nicely done on this figure, honestly. Now you can also see the back of his tail here too. Now, I mean, the paint isn't perfect, by the way, but I just like this figure in general, how it's turned out. It's not bad, actually. I would say it's very, very good. Better than the Leon for sure. But yeah, nice details on this Dragapult. Love the way it's turned out. Well, I missed that bit, by the way. You can see the Dreepy tail is sticking out underneath. That's really cool as well. I actually not only noticed that now. So that's very cool attention to detail with this Dragapult. So this Dragapult does sit on its own base. Sadly, you can't just hover. So you just attach the base. It comes in parts. So you got the butt cheek bit here, which if you've seen those seats in certain locations, it looks like one of those, right? So you sit Dragapult on here, and you've got space for the tail there, and then you plug it into this little base bit here, goes down into this full stand here, and it stands on its own. And then you just got to sit Dragapult in like so, and there we go. He's just going to sit in. He kind of falls a little bit, or leans a little bit in my opinion, but it's pretty much going to be okay on his own, just sat there. Now I'm going to bring out Charizard as well, so that's one of the main ones I keep out from the other Scale World stuff is Charizard, because he is my ultimate favorite. You can see the sizing of them together, pretty good. Charizard pretty much towers over Dragapult. I thought Dragapult would be a bit bigger, to be quite honest, but they're supposed to be in scale, so this is how it is, folks. This is how it is. But otherwise, yeah, looking real good. I really love the way Dragapult has turned out. So for me, Dragapult has turned out quite good. The final product looks good. The paint on it looks quite good. And the sculpt on it is quite good as well. Oh, and overall, it's a good looking Dragapult. Leon is a little bit more concerning. And concerning, I mean, it's just not that great. It's kind of on the level of other classic Gashapon figures. It's still not on par as Nessa. For me, that was a really good turnout for the Pokemon Scale World human characters. For me personally, still, Scale World stuff is a little bit on the expensive side. This cost me around 7,000 yen, including shipping, to import, so that's around £50. Personally speaking, I would take that £50, save it, and take a look at the Kotobukiya Pokemon figure series. If there's a particular Pokemon that you like there, buy one of those figures, because those are really gorgeous looking figures. This particular line of figures, the Scale World, if you're intending to do a massive diorama or something, or shelf present display, then it's going to look awesome, I'm sure, and especially from a distance. But in terms of individual figures, I'll probably shy away from certain or most of this stuff, and just try and get that particular Pokemon in some statue form from either Kotobukiya, Gem, or something like that. Thank you very much for watching though. Check out my channel for more Pokemon Scale World stuff and Pokemon figure series by Kotobukiya as well. And I hope I catch you in the next one.